Your screen is on, your device is plugged in, and all you see are those two words, no signal. It does not matter if it is a game console, a cable box, a streaming stick, or a Blu-ray player. The fix is almost always simpler than you think, and your TV is very likely fine. Here's exactly what is happening and how to clear it. Number 6. You are watching the wrong input. This is the #1 reason people see a no signal message, by a wide margin. Your TV has multiple HDMI ports, typically labeled HDMI 1, HDMI 2, and HDMI 3. If your device is plugged into HDMI 2 but your TV is currently showing HDMI 1, you will see no signal every single time no matter what. Press the input button on your remote. It may also be labeled source on some LG remotes. A menu will appear showing all available inputs. Match the input you select to the physical port your cable is actually plugged into on the back or side of the TV. If you are not sure which port you used, trace the HDMI cable from your device back to the TV and look at the label printed next to that port. Then select that exact input on your TV. Number 5. The cable connection is loose or damaged. An HDMI cable that looks plugged in may not actually be making a proper connection. Even a small gap between the plug and the port is enough to drop the signal entirely. This is especially common after moving the TV, rearranging devices, or cleaning behind the entertainment unit. Unplug the HDMI cable from both ends, from your device and from the TV. Look at the cable and the ports for any visible damage, bent pins, or debris. Now push the cable firmly back in on both ends until you feel it fully seat. LG's support team recommends trying a completely different HDMI cable if the signal does not return after reseating the existing one. Cables fail over time without showing any visible damage, and a new cable costs very little compared to the time spent troubleshooting everything else. Number 4. The connected device is not set up correctly. Sometimes the no signal message is coming from the device you connected, not from the TV. If your game console, streaming box, or Blu-ray player is in a sleep state, not fully booted, or set to output at a resolution your TV cannot handle, the TV receives nothing it can display. Make sure the device is fully powered on, not just in standby. Give it a full minute to completely boot up before expecting a signal. If you recently changed output settings on the device, reset those settings to automatic or to a standard resolution like 1080p to see if the TV accepts the signal. On gaming consoles in particular, if a resolution setting gets changed to one the TV does not support, the console may output a signal the TV genuinely cannot recognize. Holding the power button on a PlayStation or Xbox to boot in safe mode allows you to reset the display output. Number 3. HDMI Ultra HD Deep Color is causing a handshake problem. This one trips people up on newer LG TVs. LG has a setting called HDMI Ultra HD Deep Color that enables full 4K HDR bandwidth on each HDMI port. When this setting is turned on for a port, but the cable or device connected to that port cannot handle that bandwidth, the connection fails and the screen shows no signal. Go to Settings, then General, then Devices, then HDMI Settings, then HDMI Ultra HD Deep Color. Turn it off for the specific port your device is connected to. If the signal appears after turning it off, you either need a newer high-speed HDMI cable or the device does not support that bandwidth level. Turning this setting on is also the fix for the opposite problem. If you have a 4K HDR device connected but are not seeing HDR content correctly, enabling this setting on that port will unlock the full signal. Number 2. Need to be fully power cycled. When a TV and a connected device both hold stale signal data from a previous session, the handshake between them fails even though everything looks physically correct. Both devices try to negotiate signal settings based on old information. The negotiation breaks down and no signal appears. Unplug the TV from the wall completely. Unplug the connected device from power as well. Leave both unplugged for 60 seconds. Now plug the device in first and let it fully boot. Then plug the TV back in and turn it on. Select the correct input and wait. Giving the TV a fresh start after the device has already booted forces a clean signal handshake with no old data interfering. LG's support documentation specifically recommends this order: device first, then TV, for resolving HDMI no signal errors. Number 1. Run the HDMI check. LG builds a diagnostic tool directly into the TV for HDMI connection issues. Go to Settings, then Support, then Quick Help, and look for the HDMI check option. This tool tests whether the HDMI cable is functioning correctly and can tell you if the cable is the source of the problem before you go out and buy a new one. If the cable passes the check but the signal still does not appear, and you have confirmed the input, reseated the cable, power cycled both devices, and adjusted the deep color setting, a factory reset is the next step. Go to Settings, then General, then Reset to Initial Settings. This clears any corrupted setting that could be blocking the input from displaying. After the reset, select your input fresh. For the vast majority of people who work through this full list, the signal is back long before reaching a factory reset. Tell us in the comments, which device was giving you the no signal error? We read everyone.